Welcome into Hand Raised Guys, presented by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. I'm Neal McCready. That is Chase Parham here with you on this Thursday evening. A little later start because I screwed something up this morning and messed up all the programming for the entire day, but we've caught up and it's fine. No one will ever know and it'll never matter. Brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. Different names, same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer. 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, South Haven, or the surrounding area, call our friends at Southern, 662-429-4429. We are in the Clark Ford Studios. Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is that number. Call our friend Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're interested in. He will send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle. There's no haggle. You're just going to get a quote, and the rest is up to you. You can shop it around. He's not going to harass you. He really doesn't, promise. Or you can do what I've recommended that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Guest join on the Campbell Clinic Hotline. The Campbell Clinic is in Oxford, and I have lost that reader, but I'll get it in a minute. Bottom line, you call that number, 662-259-8563. They the only orthopedic clinic in Oxford for young people with growing bodies. They can take care of you. They handle walk-ins. If you want to walk in, you can also make a call. And you can call us this evening on the Campbell Clinic Hotline, which is 662-259-8563. This will be one of the Friday Blue Sky live content items. Chase, what's going on at Blue Sky?
Yeah, if you're coming to town this weekend, it's not a home game, but still pop on in. Let them take care of you. They take care of us. We appreciate all of you doing that. You can pick up lunch specials, $5.69, couple sides of bread, any size fountain drink. You also can get your ribs, your pulled pork, your side items, your desserts, and plenty more. They're with all Sweet Daddy's locations throughout the state of Mississippi, up and down I-55. They're out north Mississippi as well. So not just in Oxford, but all Blue Sky locations here, supporting us and supporting you in your travels. Also, as we get going this morning.
It's evening. It's not morning.
Yeah, whatever.
You might feel like morning, but it's not.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
I don't know.
I understand. Yeah, you decided to roll the dice Saturday, going with the watch along. 225,
okay.
Gonna hit the button.
Here's the deal on that.
I mean, I admire the bravery.
We've been in the what do they call them, safe spaces back in the day? Is that what it was? Yeah. We're in our safe space. It's a couple different things. One, I'm being potentially a little stupid, depending on how it's going.
I don't think so.
Two, it's a little with away. Neal's going to be available faster.
Yes.
They're going to be getting out of there, win or lose.
Quickly.
And the show is not overly long when you do that because there's just not a lot going on. So it allows us to spend more time with you. It allows us to do things in real time. And a lot of you guys aren't at the game. You're just watching on TV. So we set up a true second screen experience where you can listen to us. You can follow along in real time. We'll queue you up. So it's really because of the logistics of it, after the game and during the game, that I think it is better suited for you guys and for producing a content item that makes more sense. So that's why we're doing it. Home games, it makes no sense at all. Road games, I do think for the most part it's the way to go. So yeah, we'll hit the button at 2:25-ish. We'll come on. I need to text Siski. He texted me a little while ago asking me, and I have not responded, so I'll do that here soon. Jeffrey said he's in. Brian is in if needed. We'll figure it out. We'll see what's going on. I may holler at Pete, see if he wants to come on, see if he wants to hang out. We'll just have a big party over the course of the 3 hours or so there as the Rebels are
I'll call in at
hanging
halftime.
out. You can call in at halftime.
Yeah.
I'll
check with you guys. Hell, I might call during the TV timeouts. They last 10 minutes.
You'd have time to do a full radio segment.
I would.
At least between like one of those where it's break, kick, break.
Okay.
You'd get like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
With only a kick in the
Would
middle.
AirPods work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll call in. Hey, who do we have?
Hey guys, this is Charlie in Hattiesburg. First time, long time.
What's up, Charlie?
What's up? Hey, so my son called last week, Jackson, and so now he wants to call every week. He wants to be a regular caller like Grind, and so I've got him here with me, and he's got a couple of questions for Neal.
Okay.
Reds fan, and as a Reds fan, what do you think on Elliot Screw's future?
I think he would look fantastic in a white uniform with blue pinstripes and a thing on his left chest that has a big C with the UBS inside of it. He would look fantastic in that because he's tall and pinstripes kind of make you look leaner, and he'd be fantastic in Chicago. Don't you think, Jackson?
No.
No, I do think he's a remarkable talent. He's a lot of fun to watch. I actually like the Reds. I'm not supposed to like the Reds because I'm a Cubs fan, but I love that ballpark, and I actually love sitting there a lot. It's a lot of fun to watch. But if he ever becomes a free agent, he's going to have a lot of suitors.
Yeah.
All right, what's your other question?
This is for both of y'all, actually. Who do y'all think is going to win the World Series?
Who think's going to win the World Series, Chase?
Okay, who do I want to win the World Series?
He says, who do you think will win the World Series?
I think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
I
going really out on a limb there.
I would have said Padres upset the Dodgers until Musgrove got hurt last night. Now I'm a little worried about the Padres.
Strained elbow, is that what we're told?
Yeah, that's not good.
Those words do not.
No.
Anybody but the Mets, Jackson. That's the goal for the postseason.
I'll make so the easy pick is the Dodgers. I'll go out on a limb and I'll say, because that's the easy pick, I'll go Philadelphia wins the World Series.
Couldn't do that.
I know.
I couldn't spit it out.
I don't have the NL East thing. I just hate Jackson. I just want Milwaukee to lose tonight. That's it. And then I'm good.
Detroit or Kansas City?
We agree.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Tigers or Royals would be a lot of fun.
Cinderella. I mean, Detroit was 10 under 500 in the middle of August.
Kansas City lost 106 games last year.
I know. It's two remarkable stories. I mean, that's who I would cheer for fast. What about you? Your Reds aren't in it. My Cubs aren't in it. Who are you cheering for?
The Guardians, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Neal's okay with them getting one now.
I'm okay
16.
with them getting one. Yeah, they're fine. I could actually find myself sentimentally attached to the Guardians. Now, are you an Ohio?
Guys, I heard you.
Are you an Ohio guy, Jackson? Because that's the Reds and the Guardians. That's two Ohio teams.
No, I just like the Reds, Johnny Bench and stuff.
The red and blue.
Yeah, probably so.
He likes Johnny.
Heard you guys talk earlier this week about Pete Rose, and I saw a video where a couple of days ago he said that it would be a waste of everybody's time and effort to put him into the Hall after he's dead. But, since he was given a lifetime ban and his life now is over, do you think he ever gets in?
Well, technically the ban is over, so the punishment is over. So if they evaluate him as a player, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, first ballot. He has the whole resume.
The WCPO9 Cincinnati says that his status did not change with his death. He is still banned.
Well, that'll show.
Okay.
I'm reading the rule book. Anyone on the permanently ineligible list can't be considered for election to the Hall under a rule adopted by the Hall's board of directors. I bet they're fun.
I bet they are.
His status didn't change when he died Monday at the age of 83 of natural causes.
Jackson, whatever you do when you grow up, don't get on the baseball board of directors. Just avoid the board of directors. Whatever you do anything you want to do other than that. And everyone you'll live a happy life because you sound like a really smart, intelligent, fun kid. But don't join the board of directors. They're awful at parties.
All right, guys. We had to call super early because we have baseball practice to get to, but we really appreciate listening to you guys every week, all the stuff that you do, and y'all keep up the good work. And I'm sure Jackson will call back again next week.
We look
Sounds
forward
good.
to it.
Good luck.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. Pro tip: if you're on social media and you're wondering about somebody and they put baseball Writers Association of America, and then has like a thing where they're like have a designation in that committee, you just know you're dealing with that type of person.
Yeah.
That they're publicizing that there on the interwebs.
The BBWA is an interesting group.
It is.
I mean, I know some of them, and I'm not casting that wide of a net. I'm just saying.
They take it very seriously.
Oh, you always talk about like the Mississippi State beat guarding the game.
The Writers Association.
They got nothing on that.
Yeah.
Those people are like guarding the game.
It is one of my favorite bits. The state people going to Hoover and protecting the tournament when they're not in it.
Yes. The tournament's fine. It's fine.
Well, look, if you can't eat at Catfish Kitchen unless you go to Hoover to eat at Catfish Kitchen, okay? Like, I'm just saying.
Couldn't you just get in the car and drive over there on a random Tuesday and eat Catfish Kitchen? Do you really have to be there for the baseball tournament?
Well, everybody expects to see you there. You're Mississippi State.
Well,
what are you talking about?
They're open the other 51 weeks. Hey, who do we have?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
This is Matt from Brandon. I know y'all gotten this question a ton, or probably tired of hearing about it, but Lane said it, after one of the games, give the people what they want. And I think you have enough sample size of people asking about Bentley that if he's going to keep his word, it's time to do it.
Chase?
I don't know anything. I told Neal this morning off air, I think. I have a weird suspicion Bentley's going to play a decent amount this weekend. I don't know why I think that. It's not sourced. Well, outside of Parrish being banged up on Saturday.
I think Parrish is pretty banged up.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, he took 2 bad hits, and he came off. He took some punishment last Saturday.
I mean, Lane delegates decisions sometimes, but not all times. And so I know there's a thing out there that this is Kevin Smith making this decision. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I can tell you that Mason Brooks would have played a lot more had it been, who was the offensive line coach at the time? He went to Auburn. Thornton.
Yeah, Thornton.
Is that right?
Austin.
Not Austin.
Jake.
I think that's right.
Jake Thornton.
Had Jake Thornton been making the decision, there would have been a couple of times where Micah Pettis would have been punished, and Mason Brooks would have played, and Lane overruled him. So I don't know that. I don't know. Look,
with the Kevin Smith thing,
Lane's a hyper-competitive guy. He's not. I don't know what the deal is. I swear I don't. I know less than Chase does on this probably. I don't know, but Lane's not playing him out of some form of weird punishment. They're playing Parrish because somebody thinks he's the better back for this offense right now. Is that the case? I don't know. I'm not a running back evaluator. Beats the hell out of me. I don't know. But I don't buy this is some punishment for Ulysses Bentley. I don't.
I don't think it's a punishment. I think, and I mean, I say this because I think it happens with Snoop Connor too. Henry Parrish is Kevin Smith's guy, and he's going to ride with him. And he's Lane's guy, and Lane's going to ride with him. Through thick, thin, right or wrong. I just kind of think that's what he's shown.
I mean, I buy the Kevin Smith part of it. I don't necessarily buy the Kiffin part of it because Kiffin ran him off once before. I mean, they ran him off after his, second year, first year? Second year. I mean, they could have fought to keep him, and they didn't.
2-2-1.
That's right.
I don't know. It was a very similar thing with Snoop Connor. I mean, if you're going to be real about it, Snoop was as good or better of a back, and
he's still in the NFL.
He lost Colin. He lost carries to it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those of, I don't know. I find it funny that Lane says give the people what he wants, but he's had enough questions about Bentley now that I think, it's what the people want.
And frankly, not to question Lane here, but I think it's keeping it real. the whole give the people what they want thing. On that particular day, you were giving them J.J. Pegues against Georgia Southern in a game that you weren't going to lose, and risking a further injury to a defensive tackle that you're going to need in much more important games. It was an odd thing, but because Kiffin's so wildly popular, nobody really called him on it. But it was kind of like, but why? I mean, I remember watching him run out on the field on offense going, this is silly. What for?
Well, I mean, I'm just in the thing. I mean, I know even Amos being a MAC back, whatever, a guy 6'2", 220 pounds, he can get you a yard behind a decent offensive line.
I mean, I would think, but look, he doesn't play at all. I mean, he's disappeared off the map. I'm not, but again, I mean, I'm not there, and I know that sounds like a cop out, but it's true. I'm not there. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
They don't answer those questions we ask. I know we get accused in the media of not asking him about Bentley, but we ask about.
No, y'all
week.
ask all the time. I listen. I mean, it's one of those. I listened to the press conference the other day, and I felt like he got defensive when asked about it.
Well, he did.
Like he got questioned, and he did not like it.
Kind of that way about multiple questions. I thought it was his worst mood is in taking normal questions and kind of leading to criticism.
I do too.
Well, I think he feels the pressure.
Feels a lot of things. I mean, you got your best team. I mean, it's pressure, but I don't even think it's from fans. It's just internal, and it's the fact of what they put together. And again,
when I say pressure, I mean
this one or done type thing here. And
when I say pressure, I mean pressure you put on yourself. I mean,
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, very much going into what y'all talked about a lot with this last dance thing. By saying that, you've put pressure on yourself that this is the year.
Yeah, I mean they talked about in preseason camp. It was the very first Ole Miss team I've ever covered that consistently talked about national championship. That's why I keep saying to people are like, I've done some shows, other people and stuff where they're trying to like sort of spin it, and I've stopped them, but there's no spinning it. I mean, right or wrong, fair or unfair, if you say, hey, it's playoffs or bust, or it's even championship or bust, and then you lose at home to Kentucky, yeah, I mean
it's a hard pill to swallow.
The Vice Titans.
But like I said, I think a lot of it's not even. I think you do have some pressure from fans, but I think it's a lot of it's internal. The expectations you set for yourself, and I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I'm with y'all. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hope it does, but if things go south, I think it could get real bad fast.
Yes. No, I'm with you, and I don't know that anybody's hoping for it, but yeah, I mean the scenario where if you want to get dark, I mean it's not hard to do at this point. It's a simple.
No.
It's losing.
Yeah,
losing Columbia and
losing Baton Rouge,
and then losing Baton Rouge, and going into that open date, it gets pitch black dark. You can't. There's no street light anywhere. Your phone's not working. You're just hoping you don't run into something. I mean, simple as that.
Well, and at that point, do you think? I mean, I really think at that point the Florida job for Kiffin becomes the escape route.
I just don't know. I mean, I'm being honest here about the Florida thing, right? Which is this. Here's what I can tell you about the Florida job today. They've raised the money to buy out Napier, they being a bunch of Florida boosters. There are boosters there that want Lane Kiffin. There is still a belief, though, that that's Scott Strickland's hire to make, and if it's Scott's hire to make, I don't think Lane Kiffin is his top choice.
It's Drinkwitz.
It would probably be Drinkwitz, and it might be someone else. Does Lane want that job? I don't know. I mean, look, you just read the Chris Lowe piece, and I can tell you who Chris's source was. That talked about, Knox coming here next year. There's Landry's still here. What is she, a sophomore? So she's, got another year and a half, 2 years of college left. I mean, I know all of those things don't necessarily mean anything by themselves. Collectively, I don't think it's open and shut that he's the next guy at Florida if he wants to be the next guy at Florida. I think it's a little more complicated.
No, all I was saying is I think if it gets ugly, I think I wouldn't surprise me if he jumped you instead of. I think he would bail if it got ugly quick.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't. And further, you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm at work still.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
you're good.
It sounded like someone was coming to get you. I was kind of getting concerned.
No, I'm at work still. I'm working a grain elevator. We're dumping trucks.
Oh, okay, okay.
That makes sense.
I was worried that like Bigfoot was closing in on you.
I mean, where I'm at, it could be.
It could be, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's too early to say. And look, here's the thing. I mean, I've said this multiple times this week, and I've said it for a reason. I basically covered LSU as a beat writer in 2003, and they lost a game in October to Florida. It was Ron Zook's Florida. Okay, not Urban Meyer's Florida, not Steve Spurrier's Florida. Ron Zook's Florida. Chris Leak was the quarterback.
Like it's a freshman.
He must have been. No Tim Tebow. This was Chris Leak. LSU was really good, and Florida walked into Tiger Stadium. It was a CBS game, 2:30, and beat the crap out of them.
I remember that.
I don't remember the score. I was writing as fast as I could. I've told this story because the Cubs and the Marlins were in the 2003 NLCS, and Game 4 was that night. And I was trying to get done in time to get back to New Orleans to see the end of the Cubs game. Okay, that's my mindset. I remember this day vividly. But there were some LSU people, writers and such, that were basically writing that team's obituary that day, and they didn't lose again. So sometimes you just get beat and you bounce back and you figure it out. And I do think some of the teeth gnashing is a little premature. Now, if they lose Saturday, gnash all the teeth you want. But right now, I think it's a little premature. There's still a real chance they win Saturday, and then next Saturday's this huge game, and they figure out a way to beat LSU down there, and then you kind of reset. You're right where you sort of thought you'd be. You just traded a loss at LSU for a loss to Kentucky. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and realistically, I think South Carolina may be a tougher matchup for us than LSU. LSU, with all the problems in the back end and the loss of Harold Perkins, doesn't look quite as bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's some early lines out today that have Ole Miss as the favorite in Baton Rouge, like 3.5, 4 points.
LSU without Harold Perkins is a totally different defense.
Sure. It's got a chance to be a shootout. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you all.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
You know that Florida team from 2003 went 8-4 but won the East?
I didn't remember.
They
What was
played
that
LSU in
score?
Atlanta.
Do you have that score?
Yeah, I got it all
It's
up.
20-something to like 13, maybe?
19-7.
19-7.
They had lost. So that Florida team beat San Jose State, then lost to Miami, beat Florida A&M, then lost to Tennessee, beat Kentucky, then lost to Ole Miss. So they're 3-3, and then rolled off wins over number 6 LSU, number 11 Arkansas, and number 4 Georgia, back to back to back. Then beat South Carolina.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get you. Hold on.
There you go.
Hey, who's with us?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this is Steve in Greenville. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Steve. Good. How are you?
Hey, I noticed something this season, sitting in the Grove.
Oh.
The conversations have gone from...
Keep going, Steve.
You're good. Go ahead.
All right. The conversations have gone from how good you think we're going to be this season to how much money have you contributed to NIL? What did you get for your money? Like one guy was sitting there in the Grove telling me about how he got to eat on the football field. I mean, every conversation revolved around NIL.
Anyway, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you lose. I mean, anywhere that just it suddenly becomes from, hey, this is the greatest thing in the world, to what are you getting for your money? It's human nature. It's not about one team or another team. It's what happens.
This was before the game.
Oh.
I mean, it was like one guy in the stadium was like, I give $6,000 a month, and the other guy was like, well, what did you get for your $6,000? And he was like, well, I got to eat on the football field, and I got to, meet Kiffin and blah 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 blah.
My wife
and
would kick my ass. And when I say kick my ass, I mean stick a knife somewhere into my sternum in the middle of the night.
$6,000 a month.
Steve, if you tell your wife you're giving $6,000 a month to the Ole Miss football team, how's that going to go over?
I'd be having a lot of cold showers for a while.
Yeah.
Might be the least of your problem.
I got to tell you, Steve, I think the temperature of your shower's not going to be what's the forefront of your mind.
No. But it's funny you mentioned that because he actually says he knows you, Neal.
Okay.
Through your kids.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Everybody knows Neal. Of course.
Everybody, and it's been like this all season long. Nobody talks about, how good the team is. Nobody talks. It was all NIL. It blows my mind.
Steve, I spent time on this last week. I still think, and I think this is not just an Ole Miss problem. It is a college sports problem. Nobody's appreciating the games as they're happening. Everybody's worried about the end of it or what's going to be the verdict. Nobody's just showed up and going, let me just have a nice Saturday.
And I'm going to give y'all an observation from someone who kind of watches it from afar.
Yeah.
Y'all are angry. And when I say y'all, I don't mean Ole Miss. I mean everybody. Nobody's having fun. It's just the angriest thing. It's like, and it's so emotional. It's more emotional than it's ever been. I'm sorry, but it is, Chase. It is. I'm sorry. I'll fight this fight. I will die on this hill. It's always been emotional. I get it, but it's more emotional now than ever before. And I'm not sure I completely understand the correlation other than, well, I'm giving money to it, so I have ownership in it. And so that makes it even more. I'm just telling you, I notice it. And I'll die on this hill.
I've noticed it too. Exactly. It was like nobody can relax and just enjoy the game.
I mean, they've played these games every year for a long time. People win them, people lose them. I mean, only one team's going to raise the trophy at the end. I mean, that's the truth. They're going to have a 12-team playoff, and 11 teams are going to lose in that playoff.
They are.
I'm going to give you that fact. 11 of the 12 will lose in the playoffs. Like lose a game where they'll blow the final whistle and the
Season
whole
ends.
deal. Yeah. Only one's going to raise the trophy thingy. Just one.
Yeah, I just wondered if anybody else had noticed that. Maybe somebody will call in and say they have. But, yeah, it just blew my mind. As somebody who hasn't given a first dime and won't. But, yeah, it just blew my mind.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right, y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Austin, thank you for the super chat. If you could be president for 24 hours and you can do 3 things in those 24 hours that will stay law even after you leave office, what would you do?
God, I may need a minute.
I'd eradicate the IRS. We'd have a consumption tax, number 1.
Flat tax or just straight
consumption tax.
Just straight consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Let's see. That's the
good.
first thing I'd do. I have a strict immigration policy that would be enforced. Second, for sure. And we would.
And something to do with mental health.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Give me a minute, but something to do with mental.
The other thing would be, it's just on the forefront of my mind.
Okay.
What's going on, guys?
Something with energy. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are y'all? This
Great.
is Austin and Fairhope.
Hey, Austin. How's everything in Fairhope?
Pretty good. A little cloudy right now, but all is well. How's my feedback? I know the last time I talked to y'all was a little rough.
You're okay right now.
Yeah, nothing. You're good.
Cool. Well, how are we doing on this fine Thursday, gentlemen?
Just awesome. I think we're both a little tired.
Living the dreams, man.
Chase been marathon training. I got a flight at 6 a.m. in the morning, so we're both trying to stay upbeat.
Yeah, I hear you. Chase, the marathon training sounds a little brutal, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I can say this out loud. This is the first week where I've not hit every run on the miles. I mean, I'll do my long run tomorrow and it's fine. But on Tuesday,
What's tomorrow?
I think
16.
I haven't looked, but yeah, something like that. Tuesday, I don't know. Mentally, I was not really into it, and I stopped early and was like, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not in the mood. So just one day, not the end of the world, but yeah, it's mentally been very difficult this week. Been a little busier in some different ways, got some other stuff going on, and it just kind of got me a little bit. But no, it's all right. I mean, tomorrow will suck and be really good at the same time because I will get up really early in the morning. I will run for a really long time, and then as you know, it's almost over. There is a really cool feeling when you're done at like 7:30 in the morning with something that long and that whatever. I mean, John's right here.
I'm about to say,
20% mood.
aren't you waking up at like
The
3 o'clock in the morning?
Do what?
Aren't you waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for this stuff?
Yeah, the long runs, I usually am well out the door before 4 a.m. The alarm is set for anywhere between 3:15 and 3:45.
That's an achievement right there.
Planning the night before because you got to have
coffee in the morning first thing.
Nope.
Water.
Little bit of water, element right the night before I go to sleep, and if I have to get up in the bathroom, I just do. And then plan out all the stuff I'll need the night before. Everything's set out correctly. I've even got hydration stuff ready to go, know where I'm putting it. So it takes about 30 minutes to kind of get all the stuff the night before planned out and ready to go. Something like that.
I do love the elements. The elements, they're a nice touch. I use them every morning as well.
They say to use instead of coffee when you first wake up and put off the coffee for about 90 minutes, but I'm not always that dedicated to that.
I've heard the same thing. I'm not going to beat the Ole Miss football thing to a horse. We've been that dead horse. We've been talking about it enough. Kentucky sucked. I woke up that morning and cut the grass just to kill time, and it didn't even need it. My wife was laughing at me for it. But I do have a few questions for y'all. My first question, Chase, if you don't want to answer this, don't feel like you have to. Why is everybody hating on the script M? I got no problem with it.
Some people think that it's feminine. I didn't know that fonts had orientations, but that's one thing that you get.
Really?
Oh yeah. It should only be on female sports. Uniforms.
Among the
interesting.
I've heard.
Just saying. That's one I've heard. Some people believe it is trying to remove Ole Miss. It literally is from the Ole Miss script, so don't take off your tinfoil cap. And then change and new is hard. People like what has been. I've got close there, didn't I?
Unburdened by what has been.
They're very burdened by what has been.
Sorry.
So that plays into it too. I mean, I've been on this hill. I mean, I have zero say, so it wasn't like it was going to happen. But I would have put the script M on a red Realtree helmet. That's what I would have done.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Will look good.
Ooh,
yeah,
that look good.
Hold on a second.
So, yep.
Hey Keith, he's busy right now. He's doing a podcast. Let me take a message for him.
Yeah.
I'll tell him to call you back. Okay.
If baseball
Keith
were,
called.
I would switch the baseball caps to the UM interlocking, but then I would keep the alternate script M cap for the baseball team. And then the script M's on the basketball uniforms, but I'm more.
God, are you a communist or what? What's your problem?
It's more the powder blue is a weird color than the script being a problem on those because isn't it on the powder ones or Italy blue color? Isn't that right? Isn't the script M on the powder blue uniforms?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of reasons, but I think a lot of it is just simply it's different. Different takes time.
So old timers don't like it pretty much.
That it appears to have a little bit of an age correlation on success rate.
Ginger says a red camo helmet might look pink on TV.
Actually, that is the problem. If you were doing that would fine tuned is that if it's not candy apple, it will look pink. Yeah, that is
like in the sun on the TV screen.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's correct.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. My
Gated on this.
Hold on.
I got one more question. My wife is sitting here laughing at me while I'm talking to y'all. Who is Brad Logan? I see him on Twitter. He kind of seems like a fanboy. I don't want to put y'all on the spot. Kind of seems like a fanboy. I've got no idea who he is, but he's always commenting on Ole Miss sports. He seems fanboyish to me. I'll ask that question, then I'll hang up and wait for y'all's answer. Thank y'all.
Brad is a contributor for 24/7. I know he used to be a member of the quarterback club and be in charge of getting media guests for that. And I believe that he works for an apparel company as well, if I know that off the top of my head. But otherwise, I don't know. But I know he is a contributor to 24/7.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, caller, who do we have?
Hey guys, it's Bobbin.
What's up, Bobbin?
So I have honestly, after this past weekend between Ole Miss and the Saints, I kind of mentally checked out on football for a few days. Which, by the way, props to the Saints for getting beat, scoring in the mid-20s and getting beat without allowing a defensive touchdown.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in the NFL before. They had a muff punt, a pick six, and then the rest of the Falcons points.
Even after the freaking Eagles thing, I allowed myself to get invested and then just get crushed by a 58-yard field goal in the last play of the game. Like
NFL kickers, man. NFL kickers are unbelievable,
and they're getting even better. The stats are stupid.
They designed these guys in a lab with how far their legs can kick. It's unreal.
That dude for the Cowboys, no joke. If he lines up for like a 72-yarder, I'm going, hey, he's got a shot.
I mean, he's not going to be 10 yards short of it.
I think it is sort of like baseball pitchers. They have refined it in such a way that they've got it down to literally a science.
Maximizing human performance with kicking.
Because they're not big guys. I mean, I've met Cam in person. He's kicking for the Jags right now. He made a 65-yarder in practice at Arkansas last year outside. And I'm like, Hal, you're not big. How did you kick the ball that far? And it's something to do with like golf swing stuff.
The whip and the
It's
the speed they generate.
Literally, they hook them up to stuff like they do pitchers. And it's leg speed and where the angle is and where the plant foot
launch
is.
Angles.
All that stuff. Yep. No joke.
It's one of the interesting things of, Baltimore. Tucker, it's the first year he's not one of the top 5 kickers in the league. He showed his age compared to these younger guys. I mean, look, he's still first ballot Hall of Famer. Don't get me wrong.
He's still basically automatic.
But, yeah, it's the first time you went, hey, he's going to miss occasionally.
I remember, I think it was one of those devastating playoff loss years. I think the Saints beat the Ravens, and the only reason they did, I think they won by 1 point because he missed the extra point. And honestly, I don't think I've seen that guy miss field goals, let alone extra points outside of that. But I do have a question for y'all because I'm debating it with a friend of mine, and I don't have we're doing a rank 'em top 5 list, and I want y'all's take on this. If you had to rank the top 5 restaurants on the square, how would you do it?
As in rank them, or like literally how would I put the list together?
Well, no, like what would your ranking be?
St. Leo would be 1.
St. Leo's 1. I'm probably going to forget somebody and be annoyed with myself in a minute. St. Leo 1.
I'm not sure I've
Kingswood 2.
What is Kingswood?
It's in the Oliver Hotel. It used to be the Chancellor's house.
Okay, I've had a couple of drinks there, but I've not eaten there.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that where
the little speakeasy is? Yeah.
The chef. His name's escaping.
Yeah,
me
from
right.
the ravine, Joel.
Yeah, he's Joel. Yeah, I'll go with that too because he's amazing.
Yeah, I've got him too. McEwen's 3.
Oh yeah, they're strong.
Yeah, McEwen's 3.
All right, I'm gonna throw a crazy at you.
Yeah,
On the square, being honest.
Yeah,
Blind Pigs in the mix.
No, it's fine. I was thinking. So I have a problem with Blind Pig occupying a spot on that.
No, it's my dad's favorite place to eat when he goes up there. Yeah.
My kids would say South Depot, but that probably doesn't fit the mix.
I'm a big. I mean, South Depot. Like I said, I haven't really finalized my list, but I'm debating on putting them at like 5.
Oh, South Depot's fine. Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I prefer South Depot to Chipotle or any of the chains that do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
it's by far.
Well, I mean, my kids love it.
Also, they give you the fajita vegetables for free. Don't make you charge extra, which some people used to do.
Oh,
it used to annoy me.
Yeah,
because I like the fajita vegetables in my burrito. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have City Grocery than Bourrée. I think Bourrée's the one that I just don't ever frequent or do anything with. I
haven't had City Grocery in so long that I can't comment.
Ajax is far better at dinner than lunch. It's completely overrated at lunch. It's pretty good at dinner, and nobody realizes that with some of the stuff.
I think I only ate at Ajax once, and I kind of didn't get the hype. I don't know. Maybe I picked the wrong thing off the menu. I can't even remember what I got. It was back when I was in college up there.
And I mean, if you're just looking for a quick bite, Proud Larry's is solid. I got no issues.
Oh yeah.
If you're just trying to knock out some bar food.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I don't know. If I'm forgetting some, you can ask an opinion. I'll be honest, but off the top of my head, those are the ones that stick out as you're talking.
All right. I was just curious. I'll let y'all go.
I mean, I say that, and then I eat at Tallahatchie Gourmet once a week, so I probably should have thrown that in there somewhere.
You do go there every Friday, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We had a super chat from.
So lunch wise, yes, that
PTG Brandon. He says, "Well, y'all don't like Brad Logan now after throwing Stephen Willis under the bus." I don't remember him mentioning him. Who we hating on next week?
I gave a very AP answer. You asked who he is. I said who he is.
Yeah. I've never mentioned.
And I hope he's doing well. He was dealing with the medical.
Hey, who do we have?
Hey, Neal, this is Norman from McGee. I was the one that called a few weeks ago. I was telling you about the guy that rolled over working on a vehicle and landed on a water moccasin.
Oh yeah. I've had nightmares.
Neal was proud of your call. Thanks.
Yeah, I hear you. How's things going?
Oh, we're good. I just looked up and saw Jose Quintana's pitching this game for the Mets, and that sort of pisses me off.
Well, I hear you. Look, I got a question. Being a high school coach, I've been around it, so I can just say this. How much do you love covering recruiting?
I mean, I'll be honest. Today's recruiting is so stupid. Like I don't. People push back on this a little bit, but I think I'm right. Like, I watch all of these other people do stories about kids that are high school sophomores. And number one, I've had 3 kids now. My youngest, Carson, turns 18 tomorrow. He's a senior in high school. He's not listening, but Carson, happy birthday. Carson's just now getting to a place where I think he's getting pretty serious about picking a college. Like, you cannot realistically pick a college as a sophomore in high school. And then further, you don't, in today's era with NIL and transfer portal and stuff, there's a program can, quote, offer you, end quote, the offer's meaningless. It's meaningless.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
So, I mean, I'm all for the kids coming and taking visits and getting to know coaches. And if you want to write those stories, that's fine. I'm cool with it. But to act like it's some breaking news that a high school kid who's just now starting his sophomore year is going to, quote, commit to wherever is just, I don't know, man. I mean, Chase knows this. I'm way too pragmatic for that. I'm not good at it. And then I know enough by talking to college coaches about kind of the recruiting stuff to know that a lot of it's just horse shit, for lack of a better word. And
there's no doubt.
And
There's
so
no
I
doubt.
I struggle with it. I'm not good at it. I'll admit I'm not good at it. I'll admit it is the weakness on our site. I will admit that's totally my fault, 100%. But then
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I was running your site, it would be the weakness of mine too, because I can't stand it. So
I mean, when you factor in the portal, like let's play this out. Let's say Ole Miss has a good season and Lane Kiffin's still here next year. They are going to try to add as many as 35 people out of the transfer portal. Think about that. Okay, so where do we need to be good? That's the portal. The portal doesn't crank up until, and I think we did a pretty good job with the portal. I do a shitty job with high school stuff. I admit it. I mean, I get the stuff. I know who's coming, but like we've covered the commitments and stuff. They're not. There's not a lot left in high school. There's a handful of guys. I get it, but I mean, I don't know the whole writing stories about the 2027 kid and the 2028 kid that's up on a visit. I don't know.
And
It's not moving on needle.
I don't think everyday fans understand how much of that is just a dog and pony show. Because you take a kid, because I'm not going to tell you where I've coached at, but I've been fortunate to coach probably 11 kids that have gone on to be Division I athletes, and some of them at major universities, SEC, other places like that. And when a kid posts an Instagram post or whatever they post and they say they're down to their top 11 or 12, that's a lie. They've got about 2 to 4 schools that they're probably looking at. And that's it.
And I think that's what get the attention 6 times instead of 2.
That's on our
there's no doubt.
I mean, you can't seriously consider 11 schools. That's not possible.
No, there's no way.
You can seriously consider 2 schools, maybe 3.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
3 kids that went through the college selection choice. And I know they weren't athletes. I mean, Carson kind of was, and that was a different track. But regardless, it doesn't change. Just because a kid runs fast and jumps high doesn't mean he thinks differently than another 17, 18-year-old kid. You don't think about, you don't legitimately consider 12 schools. It's stupid. Nobody does. It's dumb. And I watch our business does it, and then the kid cuts it to 6. He's doing social media clout, and he gets it because everybody at all those 6 schools write the big story about school X made the cut for Johnny 5-star, and it's
no doubt.
I'm not.
There's no doubt. It's as the years have gone on, it gets us more and more tiresome. And just I don't know. That's just I think just in the society we live in today, everything is such fast-paced. Everything's attention right now, and that's what people want. And it lasts so very short as far as attention, and just people. I'm not just saying recruiting. I'm just talking about in general. Just people's attention span is shorter, and people just want more and more praise for what they've done. So it's just,
I've never been more proud of my son than when I say that. I mean, I have, but I was proud of this moment. He took a visit to. He played in the state All-Star game in July. And he took a visit the next day to a community college. And they did a really good job with him. They made him feel good. They offered him. He did the little photo shoot thing. And I asked him, I said, what are you going to do with that? He's like, nothing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, you're not going to put it out? He goes, no, I'm not doing that. I mean,
that's awesome.
And I was like, good for you. Because I wasn't going to say anything. Done it. I was going to be like, okay, well, just make sure you tag the right
and the thing is, because people do it so much for attention these days, and what's going to happen one day when, the football or the basketball or the baseball is not around, and you just got to get up and go to work. You know what I mean? And,
yes.
And you've got to work the 9 to 5, and you've got to, you just got to be just an average human. I mean, I think people are, especially kids these days, are conditioned to think that life is one way, and they're going to have all this attention and all that. That's not the case, and that's not the case in probably 99.5% of the kids that are athletes. Because as well as I do, very few are going to make it pro. I mean, that is so limited.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, anything else?
Yeah, real quick, and I got to go in. I got hamburgers fixing to go on the grill.
Okay.
Real quick, okay? The day you retire, okay? What is the thing that you're going to miss the most about your job, and what is the thing you're not going to miss the most about your job?
Be safe. Thing I'm going to miss the most? I've never thought about this either way.
Calling a recruit is least.
Yeah, the recruiting is the thing I will never. Not even for 1 second. Not even for 1 second. Keeping up with who's showing up on visits and stuff. Not 1 second. I will happily never do that. Even think about it. I don't know.
If he makes complete career, you'll miss podcasts. Talking to people.
I'd miss talking. Yeah, I've never missed the Mobile Register a day in my life, and I missed a radio station quickly.
Yeah, and I'll say this, the thing about your podcast, and that's both of y'all that I found fascinating, and I'm not an Ole Miss fan, but I've listened to it probably for 6 or 7 years, is, I try to listen to it on a daily basis, and I almost feel like I'm, just listening to you talk about your kids and all that, and I've got a daughter that's in high school, and I've got a young one. You kind of feel like you're just a part of their lives as far as they're growing up, and listening to the things that's going on and with their lives and how they've gone as far as going to college and careers and all that, and I've really enjoyed that. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but I really, really enjoyed that. You just kind of feel like you're just kind of keeping up with your family, even though I don't know you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's one of the things back in the day with the radio station was we wanted to sound like we were just hanging out with you at the bar, and I think we sort of brought that to this, and then it's kind of gone from there. So it's a really nice compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Well, look, man, I'm not going to keep you on any longer. I've got to get in. But anyway, appreciate listening to you. I may try to call back here for long.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Bye, man.
I was more interested in what he was putting on the grill. Putting on the burgers.
Burgers.
I was a little garlic, a little pepper, a little salt. What we doing?
Laura wanted me to do smash burgers the other day, and then we didn't do it. But
why
not? She decided to do something with pasta, it was really good. I mean,
oh really?
I was willing to go get the stuff to do it, but she was like, "No, I don't want you to have to go to the store."
Do you just do smash burgers now instead of normal burgers? Like, if you're going to do a burger, is it going to be a smash burger?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, because they're better. I mean, they are.
I have the mood where I want the thicker burger.
Oh,
still, yeah.
I think that's where you stack the smash burgers up. It's really good.
Just have a triple smash burger if I'm really.
Well, I mean, I do the double, but I live with the soon-to-be 18-year-old who will stack 3 of them.
He's not scared of the little extra protein in there.
He ain't scared at all.
Yeah. Okay.
This, by the way, is an incredible baseball uniform game.
I was just, while we were listening to him talk, I was looking and kind of marveling at this Brewers uniform because it's the best logo in baseball. They've got a good color scheme on it, and then the pinstripes work for them.
Yeah,
it's good.
And the Mets, that's as good a road uniform as you're going to find. I know you hate the Mets, so you can't give them that, but it is.
It's good. No,
it's really, really good.
I hate the Phillies more than I hate the Mets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, not that I prefer the Mets, but yeah.
I really wanted Francisco Lindor to be a Cub.
He's 0 for 6 and 0 for 7 in the series.
No, he's 1 for 7 now because he got a double.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good point.
Ginger wishes her husband grilled. Your husband doesn't grill, Ginger? What does he smoke meat? What does he do?
Or just no
or is he
outdoor
not a cook person? It's like one of my favorite things. Even if I screw it up, I still enjoy the day.
Because you like just the whole whole deal.
The quiet of it, or being able to like turn on the TV or a podcast and just, yeah.
Said grilled pineapple on there. Okay. Interesting.
Oh.
I've never had that. I don't
Carson and I've had that fight. He likes like pineapple pizza and I don't.
But on a burger?
I mean, why not? If you're going to put it on a pizza, why couldn't you put it on a burger?
But you can. I'm not disputing it. I'm just saying I've never had that.
I don't want it on either one, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty traditional.
Mustard, lettuce, onion, jalapeno.
Raw or grilled onion?
Grilled.
Okay. I'm fine.
I was about to say, man.
What's that, Grind?
I was about to say anything but grilled onions should be a crime, man. Who's gonna put some raw onions on their burger, man?
The raw onions.
Yeah,
Come on.
you know what
hey.
though? I'm with Chase here.
You get some texture.
I don't mind a.
Oh no!
I don't mind a raw onion. It's got to be sliced just right though. It can't be thick.
Man, that's so.
To be thin.
It's so That's probably the problem because it's so strong, man. I like it grilled because it takes a little.
Yeah, don't put
a little something off.
Just kind of like just
no
slivers.
Thin slivers. Yeah.
I hate when I go to the places and I say put an onion on there, and then they take the whole sliced layer onion, so you've got every ring. It's like, man, I just needed a couple rings on my burger. I didn't need the whole.
But
whole thing, the whole layer.
If I'm gonna have a thick onion, it's got to be fried. I don't even want a thick grilled onion. I want it thin, where it becomes like caramelized.
So you said.
So y'all are onion ring guys.
In the right mood, but not predominantly. I don't like fries as much as the average person. Again, they're fine. I'll eat them, but not as much as the average person. So I'm probably more likely to order an onion ring. But it's a little bit of a mood thing, and it depends on how well they're done. Because a really good onion ring's a damn good thing. And what's the sauce that's with them? I want to know what they're serving it with.
Is Butch Cassidy still open in Mobile, Grind?
Oh yeah, man. They open and still serving.
Because their onion rings used back in the day, and it's been a couple of decades, but their onion rings were spot on spectacular.
Huh.
And there was a place in Monroe. Not Cormier's. Where was it? We used to go there and get nothing, but we'd get a beer and onion rings.
Really?
Yeah, they were delicious, and I can't think of the name of it. It's been a long time.
So is that the more casual version of St. Leo does the basket of fries and champagne? So you get the beer and the onion rings?
Hey, don't sleep on that.
No.
I mean, don't slander.
Some truffle fries and a bottle of champagne.
Truffle fries and champagne is like, don't judge. Don't judge. You got it. No, I'll fight you. That's delicious.
Where are you at on tater tots, Crow?
Ooh, I like tater tots. Honestly, but see, here's the thing: if I'm gonna dress it up, like I'd rather have loaded fries than loaded tots. I don't know why. I just like if I'm gonna put cheese and bacon and all that on it, I'd rather have fries and tots. But if I'm just plain tots all day.
Now, there used to be whatever the barbecue restaurant was. There was a barbecue restaurant in Oxford, North Lamar back in the day. It's been a bunch of different things. It's where Lamar Lounge was when it was a barbecue restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
They had the tachos. So they did barbecue nachos with tater tots as the chips. And those were really good.
I bet.
Very low cal.
Yeah.
Very fat free, I think.
My mind was just doing the math.
I could see Neal's eyes going, oh, God, that's problematic.
Oh, thanks to y'all, too. Yesterday, I had to have some chili. I had to have some chili yesterday after yesterday's convo.
How'd you get it?
Well, look, here's the thing. I didn't make the chili. I had my girlfriend make the chili. And so I made, like some chicken quesadillas to go with the chili. So.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty busting, man. It was pretty busting. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty good last
So was there meat in the chili? Were there beans? What was the deal?
Yeah, it was, she did beans, but she didn't go heavy on the meat since I was doing chicken quesadillas. She went real light on the meat, which was, smart on her part. So, yeah, it was, as far as like the whole concoction and what she put in it, man, I couldn't tell you, man. Because, that's just, I let her do most of the kitchen stuff, Now, I will say she's a LSU fan, so this season, having a ride this season now has been something with her.
I mean, it could be worse. OSU could be unbeaten and like number 2 in the country. Then you'd really be.
Y'all don't play.
Well, she yeah, but she's complaining about her quarterback. So.
Oh God!
Why?
You don't want to hear that at all, do you? Good God!
Dude, come on, man.
For Garrett Nussmeier right now.
Auburn?
Yeah.
They trade half the roster for Garrett Nussmeier.
And then here's the thing, like the season.
Thorne, the redheaded kid, and 32 dudes to be named later.
Yeah.
And see, because I thought the season was going to be horrible because we went out to eat on the night LSU played USC, and at the restaurant, they messed up her order twice. I was like, oh, my God, y'all, please, why are y'all doing this to me? like first they brought out the wrong order, and then when they got her order right, they overcooked the steak, and I was like, y'all, please, man, I'm just trying to have a solid night. And so at that moment, LSU had just went ahead in the USC game, and so she was like, you know what? As long as LSU wins, this will just at least I'll just have something to just to make the day at least acceptable. And so we're in the car. USC scores late, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, dude.
Just the pleasure of your company was not enough to give her the good night. That was not satisfactory.
No. Especially after messing up the food, I knew that I was pulling for LSU. I'm like,
did you send the steak back? So did you send it back twice and then get it the third time, or just eat it like medium well or whatever?
No, she's picky about the food. So yeah, we sent that back, weighed it in, and just took it to go. So I was like, okay,
to go.
It was yeah, one of those situations. Yeah.
That's tough.
By the time you take it to go, it gets
Yeah.
That doesn't
throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Don't throw it in the microwave.
You could do the air fryer carefully,
dude,
on reheat.
You might just want to slice that bad boy up and turn it into a steak sandwich or a steak quesadilla next day.
That's probably the thought.
Yeah, I forgot how she dressed it up or whatnot, but I just knew she, once she said that, she was pissed off. She just wanted to get money's worth or whatnot. Didn't feel like staying anymore because she was more interested in the LSU game, wanted to get back, and so
my
had that going.
Brian likes the steak where the cow is still begging for its life.
Yeah,
it's down, and it's probably not getting back up, but it's kind of begging for mercy. And if you go just a little past that, it's over, and that's the worst. That's the worst.
So there is a point of no return.
Oh,
and it comes very quickly.
And when she slices it and she looks at you like, oh, it's fine. You're like, oh God, I screwed it up.
So you're saying she likes it a step away from you having to call Peter? Is that what you're saying?
Just chop the horns off and throw it on the plate.
He wants PETA to have just left going, it's too late. But that's not it.
So we're talking rare.
I mean,
but with a crust?
I mean, I'm being hyperbolic. She likes it medium rare minus with the crust.
That's not the easiest steak to cook.
It ain't easy. And when I get it right, I'm really proud of myself. And so, like, we have my parents over. My mother, unlike my wife, my mother wants she wants the cow to have been dead for so long and basically dehydrated where it's almost jerky.
Yeah.
Like she wants it to be.
Jack Links goes, hey, you're close.
Yeah.
You're right there from chopping it up.
Where Elon would take it, put it in like some saran wrap and send it on the thing and just add some water that'll rehydrate it. You'll have a steak dinner. So when I have, it's not possible. And then you mix in like 20 people with other, and I'm like, there's not enough alcohol for this. And you can't win. And when it's over, the one thing you don't want to do is eat. That's what happens is you get through cooking all that and you're so stressed out. And I just want to pour bourbon in a glass and be done with it. I really don't want to eat.
After like one episode of that, I go, we're going to have a crock pot. We're going to throw some soup in this bad boy, or we're cooking burgers.
Chili.
Yeah.
And then smash burgers.
Yeah.
Just, hey, let's eliminate all the margin.
Yeah. We do this taco salad, chicken quesadilla thing. That's what we're doing. We're going to have some of those.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I get it.
Yeah, see, I know some people that like their steak to the point to where, I mean, you might as well just treat it like some dip. Just put it in your jaw and just suck the juice out of it because you ain't finna chew it. it's so done. So, yeah, I get what you guys are talking about, man. Before I let you guys go, I kind of want to get you guys' opinion because I ran into something that I thought was very interesting because this guy was describing programs and basically how every program, the whole goal is to be, the life of the party. So basically you've got the club and, right now you've got Alabama, you've got Texas. They're the life of the party in the club, Ohio State. He said, everybody's looking around like, man, hey, where's Florida? Where's Auburn? Where's Mississippi State? And it's like, man, I don't know. And then, next thing you know, you walk out the club, bust through the back exit, and there's Auburn and Florida State by the dumpster, sitting there on crack. It's like, my God, what is wrong with you guys? And so basically he was saying it's, those programs are like, it's going to take a minute before those programs become the life of the party. You guys got to, go to intervention. You got to get clean. You got to get a decent job. There's more things you got to do before you even think about becoming the life of the party. So, with that in mind, where would you say, Ole Miss is, and where would you say some other, SEC programs are, if you had to put them in like a, that socioeconomic, like life of the party analogy?
This is a really critical 6 months for Ole Miss because they've been fighting for staying power. You can get there. Look, you can win as high as you can win at Ole Miss. Their ceiling can get it done because if you make the playoffs, you can win a title, and they would have made the playoffs twice in the last 3 years. So staying power is the thing. Consistency is the thing. It's the reason why Neal and I both thought the Last Dance was a bad idea because it just set a weird precedent for where you're trying to get as a program right now. And when you're doing that, thought processes and expectations really matter. We say the school board business, and look, that's what ultimately does dictate it. But it's so much more than that right now in this era because you need NIL momentum that never stops. It's got to keep going and keep going and keep going. And Ole Miss's ability to be good next year, to replace this class, and then also to maximize this season to whatever degree, although that's just not fair because sometimes it just doesn't work out. Teams lose games, stuff happens. You have the year from hell. I don't know, whatever. I mean, there's the number one team in the country doesn't win for a reason. It doesn't mean they're not talented sometimes. So for Ole Miss, right now they're in a good spot. I mean, they're in the VIP room. The collective's done a heck of a job. They can get bottle service, but they got a credit card bill that they need that deal to close to pay the bill. You know what I mean, Grind? Like, hey, they're looking down the road a little bit and going, hey, that credit card statement's pretty roughed up right now. Maybe
so you're saying that kind of the guy that like
raise, but I don't know. Like I could be pushed down into the plebeian area pretty quickly too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of think I don't think after mulling over, I don't think this is the game that gets Ole Miss. I kind of think I'm kind of with the mood of everybody else. I'm thinking they bounce back. But as far as the staying power thing, man, I think FSU is going to be an interesting case. Because, I mean, they got freshmen tweeting out Freedom Youngins. Then they're making videos before practice, doubling down, talking about Freedom Youngins, let us loose. I think Mike Norvell has a mess on his hands, man. And I don't even know if, you're talking about NIL.
Hold on. I misunderstood some of that. Free, they're saying free what?
Free the youngins. Like, basically, like
kids.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they're basically saying, hey, you need to play us over all these transfer portal dudes you brought in that are sucking it up. And it's like, dude, like, for one, the culture isn't where it needs to be, whatever that means. Whatever that statement means, it applies to FSU. And I don't even know how you get out of it because obviously they're going to do the double down on the portal method because if you look at the recruiting class, he's not bringing in a plethora of high school guys, which is, obviously the fans don't want him to bring in a plethora of high school guys because they want this fixed immediately. But I don't know if FSU is going to turn into this thing where it just start eating. Does it eat upon itself? Do they find themselves out of this hole? So, I'm curious to see how the rest of their season pans out with just like I said, with the stuff that I'm hearing coming out from there, because it's just a mess right now, man. It's from them going 13-0 last season to this. It's, I would love to see a 30-for-30 for it. I would love to see it.
I think that there's going to be an incredible amount of volatility going both ways with multiple programs. Like where I think you'll see a little stretch where they get super involved and they win, and then there's a little stretch where people go, this is stupid, and they don't win, and then back. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be cyclical. I really do. I think there's going to be a handful of programs that maybe stay above that. But like,
yeah,
I mean, if you convince yourself as a program, any program, pick generic program, if you convince yourself that, hey, as long as the fans pour a lot of money into it, we're going to win, and then you don't, it's just natural that the fans are going to, this is going to be stupid, I'm not doing this anymore. It's the whole, back to the restaurant, right? If you tell somebody, hey, this restaurant's awesome, you got to make a reservation and you got to wait and you show up and it takes an hour and a half to get to your table. Everybody's going, it's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And you get there and your drink's kind of watery and the food's just kind of average. You go, I'm not going back there I'm not going back there. Maybe somebody eventually gets you to go back. And maybe the next time you go back, it's amazing. And then you go again, but it's kind of like that. I think it's going to be like the equivalent of a really inconsistent restaurant.
But see, the thing about it, and see, because this was my perspective. After that Georgia-Alabama game, my whole perspective was like, man, even with this whole era, era and everything, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State, they still somehow, some way find a way to live life above the fray. They're like above the chaos. It's as if, like you were kind of alluding to last week, Chase. Like, hey, they may play a close game, but as far as somebody that's below them actually stubbing their toe, not really gonna happen. And then I'm watching a team that I cheer for, Auburn. It's as if we can't even get up to the chaos. It's as if once every 2 years or even once a season, a team will just run into an upset where you're just like, hey, somehow we just came out, guys played good, the other team didn't. And week after week, yet I cheer for a team that finds themselves living below the chaos. So, I get it. And then, like with Florida State, they went above the chaos and now they're down here with us. And so they're like, what the heck? And so I'm not sure how it plays out, but, I guess basically what I'm trying to get you guys to answer is, how do you think it plays out next year for Ole Miss? Even though, I hate, for you guys to have to look ahead. But how do you think it kind of plays out next year?
Without you telling me what happens in the next 9 days, I can't answer that.
They're so dependent on, as any team is, but especially ones that have to replace in the portal or period. They're just so beholden to momentum and NIL money because, look at that too deep. My brother texted me today and goes, hey, guess how many transfers starters or transfers? And I forgot to write him back, but it's 19 probably or something stupid.
Last year it wasn't even as heavy as it is now. And I remember Mike Griffith was doing this with me before the Ole Miss Georgia game, and he was like, "Oh my God,
it's the whole damn too deep."
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where if you got some young kids, they like Cam Franklin and they got Centurion back, and there's a few,
Jamarius Brown, sure,
but not a ton,
but not many.
And look at the positions they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, wide receiver wise, it's Caden Lee and Aiden Williams, and Noreel White.
Yeah, and Aiden's
non-existent,
and
he isn't playing.
And Noreel's not playing.
No,
yeah, he's a freshman, but still,
yeah. So I don't know. They have to replace so much. They better be ready. Starters right now. Doing it quickly. 1, 2, 3. Nope.
Oh, you're talking high school kids? Yeah.
4. They have 4 starters who are high school kids.
It's crazy.
18 transfers out of the 22.
It's crazy.
Grind.
He's gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
18.
Yeah. It's
Trey Washington. He's the only one on defense. He's it, because Pegues went to Auburn. Doesn't count.
Right.
Pettis, McIntyre, and Caden Lee. That's it.
Yeah.
Juice, Trey Harris, Diego Pounds, Calepo, Julius, Prescorn, Dart. Parrish, but even though he came back, though, so count how you want to count that. 17.5? Okay. Yeah, either way.
But no, technically.
Ivy, Pegues, Nolan, Princely, Dottery, Paul, Hamilton, Saunders, JUCO. Or no, Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Amos, Kennedy. Those were the starters.
The
2 deep has some on it.
But not many?
No, just a few.
I've done it. Not many. No, it's a transfer portal program. And what is that? How sustainable is it? I don't know. I keep telling people when they're like, how sustainable is it? And I don't know. And so you're being negative? I'm like, no. I'm literally saying the jury's not out.
They have 9 on the second team. 9 of 22 on the second team.
So total of 13 of 44?
Yes.
That's difficult to maintain, I would think.
They're still talking steak in the stream.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's where we are on Thursday evenings.
I don't blame them.
Hey, look, a good hamburger steak is a good thing now.
Oh, I said in the stream, Laura makes some amazing.
A good hamburger steak is real.
Carson loves hamburger steak, and so she'll make the hamburger steak with the gravy and oh man, I can just feel myself getting fat as I eat it, but it's so good.
You'll run it off.
I do go run it off. Like if I eat that, I start planning like a 6-mile run.
They probably wouldn't suggest doing that mentally, but
no, it's probably not good for you emotionally.
No, a strip's a good cut.
I didn't want to go to the doctor the other day because I didn't want to get on the scale. I understood. So I get it.
Do you want to go in a couple weeks and get one of those body analysis things where they do all the composition stuff?
I don't know that I want to know.
Do you want to do one?
I mean, are you doing one?
Yeah, I got offered. Do you want to go to one?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, we'll start talking about it next week, but I'm spoiling it. Yeah, you want to do it?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
No.
Just think about it.
I don't need to know. Now it's for 2 weeks. I'm gonna starve myself.
Okay.
I mean, I have to remind myself sometimes you're old. Like,
I don't like meatloaf that much. It's because the ketchup on top historically is what grosses me out, which makes no sense, but it just is.
I like meatloaf fine. It's not my favorite thing.
Would you rather have meatloaf or meatballs?
Meatballs.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like a good meatball, no doubt.
Oh, that's
it's
different.
Fantastic.
Completely different. Baker wearing an Oklahoma cap.
Well, he went to school there.
Yeah, he did. Isn't that an Oklahoma cap?
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
I don't eat ketchup on my steak. I typically don't eat anything on it. Mm-hmm. Even just seasoning it, it's just garlic, salt, and pepper.
On a steak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Little olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
Salt. Little pepper. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically what I do on a hamburger, too, if it's just a regular one.
Yeah. All I put on the smash burger is salt and pepper. 3 parts salt, 1 part pepper.
I guess I'm pulling for the Bucks.
You're cheering for the referees in a 17 overtime game that both teams are depleted. That's like, I'm watching this, and I don't like the Brewers, but I hate Quintana. I don't know why. He was a disaster for the Cubs. They traded a lot for him.
There's a lot of Mets fans there.
Oh, they travel.
It's a lot of Mets fans.
And the Brewers have a crappy fan base.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, when the Cubs play there, it's Wrigley North.
That's all you're making. I don't like the logos on the batting helmets. I actually think it's a bridge too far.
I'm with you.
It's completely. That was where they lost me. I'm fine on the jerseys.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, I had not seen
that. That's a playoff thing, right?
I don't know, but I had not seen it. But
I don't like it. That's too far.
I'm cool on the sleeve.
The sleeve.
I don't even notice it.
Nope, the sleeve is fine, but I hate the helmet. The helmet makes me think we're in the Mexican League, where they just put it all over everything. There's your boy Pat Murphy.
It's my boy Pat Murphy.
NL Manager of the Year. He will be.
Will he?
And he deserves it.
Yeah, I told you, one of my vivid memories is he's in a post-game press conference of a game he won, saying he wished he had a taser to tase Mike Leake after the game.
Oh.
Who played for him.
Yeah.
He was on his team.
That's a recruiting pitch.
He was talking about him not hustling, and he goes, that's the moment when I wish I had a taser, and I just reached over and tased him. Like, well, that's something.
That's one way to look at it.
This is after he had the near brawl on the mound, on the field.
All right, so what time's your post game? 2:25 Central.
It's a watch long, so it's an in game. It is 2:25 Central p.m. Yes, for Ole Miss and South Carolina. We'll turn it on. We'll tee it up. We'll tell you where we are with trying to sync and all that good stuff as we're going, and we'll stay with you for that. And then I'm gonna guess the post game show lasts about an hour and a half. Is my guess, something along that lines. So we'll do that, and then just see where it goes. I don't think Saturday has any chance of being a 5 for most of our viewership. It's going to be a 10 or a 1.
Oh yeah.
On this, yeah. You're kind of back in business, or you're really not back in business. Also, if you're in our stream, all these are in podcast. There's tons of shows today, so scroll down and check everything. Stuff kind of gets lost. We had all of our normal programming talked about. I also did kind of a spontaneous interview with Ben Portnoy of Sports Business Journal today. We talked some big picture stuff, and then he also covered the Gamecocks for several seasons. So we talked about South Carolina and Ole Miss as well. And he still lives in Columbia, so he was giving some heads up on weather-related things and getting around Columbia from that standpoint as also. So that's up in the stream today. He had done a story that was coming out tomorrow on the Super League. So talked a little Super League.
Okay.
I'll
listen
with Mr. Portnoy.
I'll listen. I'm curious.
So it was a good time.
All right, yeah, lots of content up at MPW Digital, also at rebelgrove.com. So appreciate everyone being with us throughout the day today. I'm about to hit the road and head on my way to Columbia. We'll have coverage at rebelgrove.com, post-game show, in-game show like Chase talked about. And then a weird week next week because Chase is going to be out of town, but we'll have coverage. We'll have podcast all week long at MPW Digital. So until then, for Chase, I'm Neal. Thanks to the people at Comer and Southern for sponsoring this each and every Thursday. Talk to you guys on Saturday.